but overall, it's like the guy can ball. Like actions speak louder than words. What is going on? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Garage. I'm Chris the Candyman. Thanks for being here tonight. And it is time to get back in these big board streets, drafting big boards and kicking it off tonight pretty quick. Let's see. It's an 84% fill. And so there's probably not much time left. Pretty certain this thing is going to fill before the NFL draft. There are about under 50,000 entries to go. I've done 57 big boards. My goal was to do at least 50. So now everything on top is just trying to smooth out exposures, go for teams that I think are unique, get some variability in there. And that's going to be the goal. Thanks for saying what up, Kelly. Appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a great Thursday night. Thanks for stopping by, Tyler. Fun stream tonight, my man. Always a good time. Appreciate you, Who-Hames. Killing it. Who-Hames had a great stream earlier today, dropping some ball knowledge on us all. So a lot of good stuff. I'm going to join this one, I think, pretty quick. And the other thing I noticed was the 4-hour pick clocks have started. It's been a week or two since I've finished probably about a week and a half since I finished my last slow big boards. I only do a few of those at a time, but I was doing some slows and haven't started any up since then. Just been doing all fast drafts since then. And I think this is my first big board today. I don't think I've done one yet today. So without further ado, I'm going to be starting this big board draft in countdown. Let's say 5 seconds. If anyone in the chat is getting in here, wants to jump in, we're going to be starting this thing quick, doing at least one draft on stream tonight, potentially two. We'll see where things go. So let's count it down. Starting up this big board in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Also, I just realized, sorry for the fake out, I needed to refresh my browser. Should have expected that. And hopefully that's all it takes. Hopefully I can jump in here. Let me jump back in. Should be good. Waiting on 3. So I think this is the same room that I would have joined 10 seconds ago. Let's get after it. Otherwise, kind of, some news, some NFL news. A lot of it's been covered. The Isaiah Bond posting a bond. It's not a good look. Not a good look for Texas football. Not a good look for the NFL. They're going to be potentially talking about this on draft night. We had Tyreek Hill having his incident in the last 2 days. I saw Terrace Marshall getting picked up by the Eagles. I think is a non-factor. I don't think he's draftable. And other than that, I'm trying to think if there's any other big news. Let me know if there's any other topics you saw today in the news related to what's going on right now in the NFL. Of course, Dane Brugler's The Beast dropped. I've delved into it a little bit, and there's still some things I need to re-up on. I was going through the quarterbacks. I was going through the running backs. I started dabbling into the receivers, and I think I could spend a little bit more time diving into the prospects. But one of the things that surprised me was Tyler Shook, as everyone's calling him. Tyler Shook was I want to say 4th overall quarterback in the class. And I think that's what it was. 4th or 5th, but I have to take a look at it again. Obviously Cam Ward and then Shador. I have to look at it. I think he had Milrow and then Shook, or maybe it was Dart and then Shook, but what's up, Pud Daddy? What's up, Anthony? Thanks for joining the stream. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday night. Let me throw on some little chillin' music. I'm going to turn it down a bit. some chilling music while we're waiting for this thing to fill. 4 more to go. Let me know if it's too loud as well. I don't really have a good sense of how loud that's going to be on your end. But we'll keep that going. 4 people to fill out a big board. Can you believe it? Let me jump in the Discord too. Shout out to the Pounders. And let me see if I can get anyone else in here. It should fill pretty quick though. 3 more. All right. Big board plus 3. I'm not saying you need me on as a guest, but if you do, oh, come on. Pprtyler. All right, check your DMs. 1 sec. One sec. Did I miss it? No, we're still waiting on one more. I don't know what's going on in the Discord there, the Founders Discord. All right, Tyler, I'm hitting you up on Twitter DMs. Boom. That should work. Oh, hell yeah. Let's see. I got the 2 spot. Pause the music. Let's see. Appreciate the retweets, Emo Cowboy. Discord going off. Let me close out of Discord. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I guess I'm not sharing it, so you probably don't. Oh. All right, let me get a thumbs up when you're ready, Tyler. He's ready. Oh
my God.
Layout. Gotta fix it.
You're good.
And then I'm gonna be 1 pick away. Let me go ahead and
take your pick first.
Let's queue it up. Probably just a Saquon team. And then let me get you in here.
Let me tweet this out real quick.
I think, let me see. I think I've got another overlay I can use. Let's see. Maybe that'll be better. Let me see that one.
There we go. That's good. Yeah.
It kind of covers up some of the picks, but we'll highlight the board.
That's okay. You can always just do like the generic, like the one that I get, but then you have this sick background. So it's like, it's like, I don't know if you want to do the thing where it's like what we did on Typhal Tower, where it's like the 3 on the side, but it's, you have the sick background. So I'd keep it. Yeah, we'll just kind of let it go. I think this can work until it doesn't, but this works out. Yeah, thanks for jumping in here, my man. 100%. How you doing, man? We never officially met in,
yeah,
face, voice to voice.
Yeah, it's going good.
Let's go.
I've just been chilling. Kind of wrapping the night up. It's tough for me to get out on these streams because I'm always trying to wrap up all my personal life stuff and then get out here. But no, it's going great. Good. Where are you based out of? Yeah, I'm in Houston. Oh, you and fucking Emo Cowboy, thick as thieves, you two. Yeah, I know. Me and him need to link up as well. We've been talking about it for a while, but yeah, I like to do when I'm on StreamYard, when I'm on someone else's stream, I like to because dude, for some reason it's the white on my eyes in the StreamYard for like do you have dark mode on StreamYard right now? I do. Yeah, so for guests, it doesn't do the dark mode thing, which is so dumb. StreamYard needs to fix that. So I pull the chat up on YouTube and I go full on my thing so my eyes aren't just, dead. But I was like, you know what? I'm like, I saw your tweet, and I'm like, I'm watching the Wolves anyway. They're midway through the third. So I was like, I might as well just come on, I got nothing, might as well just come hang out. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I didn't want you to feel any pressure. I was just like, if you wanted to guess, I was more than happy to come on. I didn't want you to feel like you had to say yes to me, Oh, of
So
course, man. Happy to have you on,
yeah,
and yeah, and to kick it and officially meet you face to face on the stream. It's good.
yeah.
It's good. So you're. I know you're in Minnesota. Whereabouts are you?
I'm like right downtown. I'm not downtown Minneapolis, but like
Okay.
it's like 5 minute, 10 minute, like less than 5 minute drive from like being like in this. I'm pretty much in the city without like it's a nice mixture because like it's I'm like a 10-minute Uber away from like all the bars. And then I'm like
Mhm.
a 15-20 minute drive from like where I work. So it's a really nice in between where it's like, if I want to Uber, it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. And as I don't know if you were in the stream for my financial issues, it's those Ubers are a lot nicer. It's $10 and not $50.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's a good deal. It sounds like a nice place to live. One of the few cities and states I haven't visited yet, so it's
Oh,
on my list
oh, dude.
of places to go for sure.
You gotta come in the summer.
Especially when it's nice weather. Like it's getting nicer there now, right now,
Yeah, it's a
isn't
little
it?
bit. Yeah, you gotta come in the summer. Summer Minnesota will rivals anything else, and maybe it's just me, but like here's because it's like when you go through the winter and because you got winter, fall, and spring, it's like, all like winter, gets like it's like negative double digits, right? You got fall, it's like 40s, whatever. But like it makes those 3 months in the summer, like you just cherish every day. Like you
For
just cherish,
sure.
like you're on the lake, you're doing something. So it's not like, not like Eric who lives in LA, or I'm sure, you and Emo who live in Texas. It's nice there all the time. So, all right, who do we got here? I like Trey McBride here.
I'm thinking Trey. I'm thinking we could do Trey, and then with the Saquon start, we're going to need a wide receiver pretty quick.
Yeah.
But there's some good options left. There's a ton of good running backs. Let's go ahead and get Trey there. I think
Cool.
is a fun way to do that. Let me know what you think about this. I think it was actually Hames who mentioned this, or at least people have been talking about it. But pulling up Marvin Harrison and then double dipping on the Cardinals. I mean,
Yes.
it's like a big bet on the Cardinals, but it's kind of
Mhm.
fun. It's not really that big of a reach, but
Yeah. So
that could be one way to play it.
I've been talking about that with Eric a little bit. I did it with JJ a couple times. I think I did JJ, Marv, McBride, and then there's like you can do it with
Yeah,
the Jets. You can go Brees Garrett, and then you can do Bucky, Mike Evans too. So there's kind of three teams you can do that with, where it's like it's not an egregious reach because you're probably not going to get Bucky and Mike on the same team if you don't do it at the 1-2. You know what I mean? It's not like Bucky's going to fall to the middle of the third, or Bucky like never falls to the middle of the third. Like he's not one of those guys that falls. Like there's some guys that go at ADP. There's some guys who will never go past
right.
80. Bucky's one of those guys he's never going to fall like 7 picks like in the third round. It just doesn't happen.
I would agree. He generally doesn't fall. People are excited about him. There's the whole kind of upside of the sophomore year kind of running backs and him taking over that role even more.
Yeah.
Um, with Rashad White kind of getting phased out. So I'm down for it. Let's go ahead and do Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
It's a fun start. If you're starting with Saquon, you have a little bit of liberty to take more wide receivers in these early rounds. You can get that elite tight end, and we don't have to touch running back again for probably a while. So
Yeah.
see how that
Also,
plays
too, I like your lo-fi beats you usually got in here too. I like that.
out. Yeah, I appreciate it. Most other people in the best ball community, they're not hip to lo-fi somehow, and so they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's elevator music," or "Oh, it's like background music." I'm like, "Dude, this is
Yeah.
lo-fi. It's lo-fi hip hop beats. Come on, what do you study to? Like, when was the
Yeah.
last time you were like in the library? What do you listen to when you study? Like, come on."
Yeah, and I feel like when you're like, I feel like the couple times I've seen you, mostly streaming at night, so it's like
Yeah,
night stream,
yeah,
lo-fi beats, and it's like, especially if you're solo too, it's like a nice thing to. It makes you, I feel like, subconsciously not want to, fill up as much space talking. Like that's my problem. Is like if I'm silent for too long, I feel like I just need to say something. So, but I
for
try
sure.
and so I try and say more things than now. That's why it's nice. That's why it's nice if I can go like get on a tangent that I'm really passionate about, like Land Larison, or I can just talk about that guy. That's a good 5-minute filler.
Land Larson. What are you gonna do when Land Larson goes on Davis Maddock stream? Are you gonna be just in there in the chat the whole time, just like,
Not gonna lie, part of me will be jealous. I didn't ask, but I didn't ask because Maddox had it first. He got it
yeah,
first. I'm not gonna try and throw my hat in the ring. Is he officially going on there?
that's what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Did Land Larison's mom and dad both retweet his tweet today? And did one of his teammates follow him on Twitter today? I don't know.
That's you were saying that, right? Obviously,
Yeah, so
Somehow I didn't see that on Twitter. I was on Twitter quite a bit today. I don't know if you've heard or if you know yet. I'm on paternity leave at the moment, and so I've had some extra free time to be on Twitter and be on YouTube and all these things.
Nice.
But yeah. So that's what's
How
up.
long you been on paternity leave?
It'll be 4 weeks tomorrow, and then I'll go back to my normal job on Monday. But yeah, my whole intention was to kind of get my stream back up and going while I was on paternity leave, and then getting into best ball mania season, best ball summer is when I want to like kind of stick with it, and then the other part of it was just good timing. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, part of me will be jealous that I don't get to talk to Lane Larison. But maybe I'll reach out after. Probably won't, but I might. Maddox got a lot more pull than me, probably. But yeah, dude, Lane's the man. And I kind of just hopped on someone else's vibe. It's not like I found him. Shout out to T Wine in the chat. He's the one who found him. So it's not me. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch. I think it's funny that his mom and dad both retweeted it. And in the video, I'm like, when I see his picture for the first time, I say, "Oh, this guy looks like the president of Phi Kappa Sigma." So I just like, I feel like I laugh in my mind thinking like his parents are like, who the fuck is this guy? It's like not like roasting my son, but like low key, like I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, for sure. I always feel so awkward and this has happened just a few times, but like college athletes, if you tweet about them or like retweet something, like you'll have like their sister, their brother, their parent like it or something. It's kind of awkward. But yeah, my brother actually was he's a pitcher at Texas Tech, and they went to the World Series, and he wasn't actually actively pitching in those games, but he was pitching during the season, and people would like tweet like shit about him, like, oh, he throws too many balls, and I would go after him on Twitter. I had to stop doing that.
Dude, I would do that, dude. That's like my brother. He plays high school football, but like if he plays in college, which he is a good shot to, I would say. Like, if that happened, I would be like, I would go balls to the wall. Are you kidding me?
Bro, I was texting everyone in my contacts, being like, "Hey, I just put something out on Twitter. Go like it." And like this guy know he's come after the wrong family.
Yeah, right. You fucked with it. What movie is that from? Oh, it's from Red Dawn. You ever seen the new Red Dawn?
No, I haven't seen the new one. I've seen the older one, and I'm like kind of scary. I probably saw it when I was too young.
On the clock, Chris Hemsworth shoots the North Korean general. Says, "You fucked with the wrong family."
Oh.
All right,
let's check it out. So, we need a wide receiver, right?
I like a Dunes a little more, but this is your team.
I like a Dunze because if we get screwed on the Kyler Murray stack, that's right where Caleb will be going.
You're right. Yes. I just think a Dunes is a better receiver prospect than McMillan anyway. We don't know where McMillan's going. McShay had him going to the Cowboys in his mock today. He said the Cowboys like Tet McMillan. So, that's obviously better landings. Actually, I don't know if it is. It's like Rome's the number 2 on the Bears where the number 1 is DJ Moore. Like, would we be shocked if DJ Moore outscored or if Rome outscored DJ Moore this year? I don't think so. Where it's like if Tet outscored CD on the fucking Cowboys, we'd be shocked. So I think he's even if he goes to the Cowboys, which is a good landing spot, it sounds like Keenan's not going to resign there. It's just Roman DJ in a Ben Johnson offense. I'm all in. And he's a better receiver prospect than Tet.
Yeah, I would agree with what you said there. Tet is still there, so if we want to grab him now, we can.
That's fine.
The only other ones I would consider would be like Godwin or Sutton, or maybe grabbing a running back. But I don't think we need a running back here. It doesn't really fit our team specifically unless we want to like reach on. It's way too early for like a Henderson type of pick, but I think Tet's a good pick here.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton kind of has the same benefit where Bo Nix might be kind of in that range too for a stacking partner. If we look back at the board.
Yeah, honestly, trying to build like a Tet Dak stack wouldn't even be the worst thing here.
So you're really thinking that Tet could go 12 to the Cowboys? Where'd you see that again? Or were you thinking about that?
Todd McShay is the one. It's his latest mock draft, and like I said, again, I'm surprised nobody has said any like, oh, you love Todd McShay so much, why don't you just get on your knees for him or something like that? Because I reference him, I feel like every stream, but like I watch him because he, like I said, anyone can do a mock draft. Like I love Hayden Winks and Josh Norris. They have like they're positional breakdown videos. Really good, really insightful. I love that stuff. But it's like,
Yeah,
and I think they're really smart. But do they have like the same intel that? And I just want to know what teams are leaning. Someone who's connected to the league, like if Ian Rappaport dropped a mock draft, you bet your ass that thing would hold some weight. That's kind of what I like about McShay. Is
sure.
he's like he literally says in his mock draft, he's like, I'm not doing this what I would do. I'm doing what I'm hearing, because he has Golden over Ted McMillan in his personal rankings, but he has Ted McMillan going off the board as wide receiver 1, not including Hunter, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
to the Cowboys. And he's like, I've heard the Cowboys, there's love in the building for Ted McMillan there. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to put some weight in that. Another thing too, just to say on Travis Hunter, he said he was like, he has him going number 2 to the Browns, which isn't, kind of like the chalk now, but he was like, I put it on the thing. It says wide receiver / corner. And he goes, I put it wide receiver / corner for a specific reason. They're going to use him at receiver. So like, that's pretty good to know too. It's like the people who were getting, I saw somebody replied to a tweet of mine. And it was like day 1, they got Hunter in the 20th round or something, like 18th round or some shit like that. Like, dude, that's got to feel so great if you got Hunter in around 18.
That's insane. Just so the very first day the big board opened, I remember doing a draft. It might have been the first week, but somebody, I think it was Josh Norris, tweeted out like or Hayden Winks tweeted out who are players that don't have an ADP that should, and it was Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter didn't have an ADP when it opened.
Yeah, you did Hollywood too. I think, funny enough, we were talking about Hollywood all last stream, but I think Hollywood didn't have an ADP either.
Yeah, that was funny. I brought up, Hollywood only plays with MVP quarterbacks, and I was like, oh shit, actually I forgot about Kyler Murray. I was just thinking of the Ravens and the.
What side of the Hollywood debate are you on?
I take him a little bit. I'll take him in stacks.
Yeah, so you're like
with the Chiefs, but like I don't really just take him. By then, I hope I already have 4 or 5 really, really good wide receivers. I don't need a wide receiver in that range. That's the QB pocket. That's where you want to take some of these other running backs. That's where you want to start to get into like, potentially a tight end if you still need one. So it's not really, I'm really looking for wide receivers in that range right now. And I don't think he's going to rise at all.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not going to rise at all. Like I don't love Hollywood. Like I said, like I'm kind of like in the same boat you are. And I'll take him. Let me see. How much do I have? 6% feels about where I'd want to be on Hollywood.
I liked Hollywood when he came out into the league, and he was, he walked out with like all these chains on and goes to the Ravens. That was all exciting. And then just his career just like really is it's been rocky. So he's not really memorable for fantasy in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in on the Cardinals. That second year on the Cardinals, I was in. Now I'm out. Oh, speaking of Hunter, dude, he steams up more and more every day. Oh, you got your personal rankings in here too. Oh, I like it.
Yeah, so I've got my ranks in here, and so I was going to mention James Conner, but he goes potentially. It's kind of heavy on the Cardinals, maybe a little bit too heavy. Yeah. But Hunter, Golden, Egbuka.
You got to lean. I'm in.
You think we take Hunter here at pick 71? We have another pick coming up too.
You never draft off rank, so it's a ADP wise.
If I flip the ADP, there's like there's not much better options in my mind except for maybe Caleb, but we could maybe still get him around there. Let's just take Hunter here and just steam him up.
Okay, dude. Yeah, you'd rather have him than not have him if he plays full time. Like it's funny too because it's like, I mean, he just kind of goes there now too. It's like, if we knew he was a full-time wide receiver, he would go ahead of Tet, who goes in we got him in round 4, 5? Round 4.
Yeah.
End of round 4. So it's like, that's where he would go anyway. Okay.
I don't draft Tyrone Tracy. I just don't draft him at all. I have him like one time earlier on, but I've been really fading him. I think they're going to draft a running back, most certainly the Giants. They've had a lot of rookie running back visits. Yeah. I like Caleb Johnson enough to take a flyer on him. But we can still push it and take another receiver. What do you think?
You want to go? I would say, unless you want to go full out rookie receiver, it's either Pickens or another rookie receiver. But I'm fine with Caleb Johnson too.
Let's see if we got it. We got Golden.
All right, that's fine. Let's do it.
So now, at least if Golden or
we have
goes to
we have the top 3 receivers, so hopefully the receivers are good this year.
It's kind of a wild start. I would say this is on the riskier side, but it's fun. I mean, I think Matthew Golden's really legit. So I went to Texas, and I'm a diehard like orange blood. So I followed him really closely, and I think he came on so strong at the end of the season. He completely replaced what Bond's role was. He became the wide receiver 1. He had that catch against Arizona State, 4th down and 20, with the
Mhm.
holding penalty. He
Yep.
catches the touchdown. He's really clutch. And, we've seen him rising up. I think he's going to continue to rise. Hunter's going to continue to rise, I think. So I don't know. I'm never really gun shy about taking rookie wide receivers, especially in best ball, because they end up being guys that go at the end of the first and go in the second round,
Mhm.
third round the next season. So
That's the thing about Golden too. People are like, "Oh, he's a film guy," like, and I think I've been even guilty of saying this too, where it's like you kind of had to watch him on down the stretch to kind of get for a sense of how good he was. Like his route running is like what sets him apart. Like his suddenness in and out of breaks is really awesome. But it's
on
like,
Golden,
yeah, on Golden, yeah, and
yeah,
it's like you're like
yeah,
he's a film guy. It's a film guy. Like he's lad. He's whatever. It's like he put up 987 yards this season. It's not necessarily a film. And again, they played a lot of games, so it's kind of like
a lot of
maybe
games.
yeah, they played a lot of games. They played what? How many games? They played 16 games this year. So like a pretty full season for them. So it's like in a way he kind of is. You go receiving yards per game. He's probably more of a film guy that way. But it's not like he was like a stiff. Like Isaiah Bond was supposed to be the guy on that team. Comes over from Alabama. He's coming off a college football playoff run of his own, where he was kind of it was him and Burton kind of being the best guys in that team in terms of the receiver room. Bond goes there. It's like, okay, he's back with Sark, like this whole thing. And it's like, actually, Golden's the guy now. Like, Golden's the leader of this room. I'm pretty sure Sark called him the leader of the room. And it's like, it kind of feels like the poor man's version of, I remember when Wilson and Olave were coming out. Olave was the
Mm,
prospect, a lot more hype at the time. But then
yeah,
Garrett Wilson was kind of known as the route runner guy. And then Garrett Wilson ends up running a faster 40 than Olave. And Olave was kind of known as like the speedster guy. So it's like, oh, wait, what about this Garrett Wilson guy? It kind of feels like a similar situation where Bond's supposed to be the fast guy. Golden's the route running guy, and he runs faster than the supposed fast guy. So it's like I really like Golden, man. I think people are sleeping a little bit on him because he's kind of like this late push. He's still really young. He's 21. It's like
yeah,
he's
he is young.
early declare. It's like everything you kind of want in a prospect. Yeah, maybe he wasn't the breakout age was a little bit. I mean, he had 400 yards last year at Houston, but it's like, dude, I
Right.
mean, I think it's fine.
Also, Sark spreads the ball out. He scripts the offense, for a lot of their drives. Uh, you have so much creativity in that offense. They're definitely going to run the ball a hell of a lot and lean on the run game. You had
Mhm.
Trey Wisner running the ball. You had Jaden Blue running the ball, catching passes himself. Gunnar Helm became like a big part of the offense. They were really just spreading it all over the place. They had like this wealth of talent. And so I
Mhm.
think there's something there too with like how good your teammates are. Texas has like come up in the last couple of years when Ewers was playing. In the last 2 years, getting into the SEC, they've become a lot more competitive, more on the level of like I will say like an Ohio State or like an Alabama, where you used to think of those schools as pumping out these NFL talents every season. That's what Texas has been doing. They've been putting out more NFL drafted rookies than any other team over the
Yeah.
last 2 years. I think it was Georgia the last three and then 2 years ago, and then it's like tied with Ohio State and Texas right now. So we'll see
Yeah.
who gets more in this draft. But if I
Yeah.
know you follow the draft pretty closely, there's a lot of Texas guys. There's Banks in the
100%.
first round.
You got Banks, you got Barron.
Jade Barron is a beast.
Jade
I mean,
Barron is like, I think he's like, people aren't talking about Jade Barron the way they should be. He's a fucking animal.
Caleb goes, okay. Yeah, I
Okay,
agree. So definitely Kyler first. Don't risk it.
yeah,
Fantasy 420. If we just like quickly look at his team, he's got Burrow. We might be able to. I'm not going to push it.
dude,
There's not really another player like.
that's the thing. It's like if there was like a big faller in terms of it. Pollard.
Do you think Pollard?
Oh, I think Pollard's a massive tier break between the two running backs. I will say that.
Because I like Pollard. I like Pollard way
dude.
above these two. I kind of have them in the same tier. I'm going to push it.
I think I recognize Fantasy 420. I feel like this is a smart drafter. Going a lot of receivers here. Doesn't need Kyler.
He doesn't need Kyler. He's got Burrow. If he's cool with his double stack, we'll get our double stack.
Yeah,
and he needs a running back here. So I feel like he's going to end up taking one, if not two running backs. That's why us grabbing Pollard's kind of nice. Maybe he's going to go with a lot of people don't like Jalen Warren, and I feel like he can kind of fall, but Pollard has already fell a little bit, and then yeah, so he takes Jalen Warren. It's still a good value on Warren, right?
Thank you. Let's go. It works out. I think that was the right play because Pollard was there. That was the right.
See, if we would have ended up with Ramondre, it's fine, but it doesn't look as good as Pollard to me.
Yeah.
You can kind of say both offenses are on the come up, though, right? Like the Titans, they're gonna draft Ward. We know that for sure, for certain. They're gonna have some other good draft picks. Like they potentially could be one of these teams that starts to kind of come up, and Pollard could have a good year. At the same time, the Patriots, that second year step forward for Drake May, a full season starting, but how are they going to split touches between Ramondre? Don't forget about Antonio Gibson. Is like, he's not dead. Like, he's still there. He's there for I think he's on a 3-year contract, so he's got 2 more years left. He's at least playing this year. When Ramondre was out, he was covering pretty well. And I think the Patriots are also a team that could draft one of these rookie running backs and kind of have like a 3-headed monster, right?
100%, dude, 100%. Because the thing you mentioned with the Titans, like, they have picks. Like, we know they're not taking a first-round running back, obviously, right? Second round, it's like you're going to spend the 201 on a running back when you have Pollard and Spears. Like, that doesn't seem right. Like, Pollard was great for them. Spears was great for them. So it's like, it'd be different if, like, Spears sucked when he got the opportunity. Pollard was awesome when he had his opportunity. It's like, I don't think they move off of that. It's like they signed Pollard to a 3-year deal. They probably get out of that probably after this year. But I just don't think they take running back in the first 2 rounds. Probably not even the first 3. It's like that defense, that secondary needs a lot of help. You can still beef up. You can always still beef up the old line. Like at 201, like if there's a tackle that's sitting there, it's like, dude, they got Zeitler, so maybe you kick one of them inside of the guard. Like for like rookie seasons. I think Zeitler's only on a 1-year deal though. But or you just take like any other position, receiver. Their wide receiver 2 right now is, I think I drafted him. I don't even remember who it was. I remember looking this up. Titans.
On the Titans?
Yeah, wide receiver 2. Depth chart. Who is it again? It's freaking like, it's someone like
twisted, but
it's Van Jefferson and Treylon fucking Burks. Like, dude, they're gonna draft receiver.
I mean, Burks, is he ever gonna play?
Yeah, he tore his ACL. It's like, what are we? And then their backup receivers are Bryce Oliver, never heard of him. Mason Kinsey, never heard of him. I know James Proche. Like, dude, this looks like a G League roster, that I'm looking at right here at receiver.
They're thin. I mean, are there any free agents they could still sign? Like, who's out there? Even the free agency market was not great.
Sign Keenan.
That would be interesting. Probably bad for Keenan.
Dude, that would be so great just for Twitter. Because everyone's always like, the Titans where good receivers go to die. It's like, dude, Keenan's like the next in line if he goes to the Titans. It's like they did it with who? Andre Johnson, Julio, D-Hop. I'm forgetting one too. If the chat can help me out, there's like a bunch of them that just like go there to die.
Nuke is the obvious one. Like, I'm a big fan of Hopkins, so seeing him go to the Titans, I was like, oh, you don't want to see that.
Texans fan?
Yeah. So I'm born and raised in Houston, lived in Austin for a few years when I went to school there. So I've been a Texans fan since season 1. And I just can't, I can't. I'm actually wearing this is CJ Stroud's draft hat. I'm wearing the one that he and Will Anderson debuted 2 years ago. So they break my heart, the Texans, but they're going in the right direction. Once they got Stroud, I'm like, all right, they're making the playoffs. Falcons, they're trying at least. They're trying. The receivers they brought in last year, trying to bring in Diggs.
Yeah, they're trying. Yeah, Julio Jones. Yep, that's that one. Falcons haven't made the playoffs since 2017, so at least you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, it's making the playoffs, getting a playoff win, getting back-to-back playoff wins with Stroud. I mean, that was 2 years ago. They beat the Browns, right? So then,
yeah. When I think of the Texans playoff, dude, I don't know. And again, I don't mean to bring this up.
Deshaun Watson.
I was thinking of the Deshaun Watson Mahomes game where they're up
close.
Like 21. So close. They have 24-21 to 0.
I think at the best it was. It must have been. It was 24. I think 3, but I'd have to go back and look. It's been so many years, but
it was like that was crazy.
It's a game where you're like, oh, they've got this. They're a real contending team, and then just Mahomes comes back and just like he's the man. So, but that defense though, the Chiefs' defense is. I mean, you got to give it to them. They always have a good defense.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we thinking on this next pick? Because it's coming up pretty quick.
Let's see the
Obviously, there's the option for Dak at what would be pick 122. I don't think it's that bad of a reach if we're going to try to really pair him up. And the CD drafter is here, who has Jalen Hurts, and he just took Jared Goff. So he's kind of in a bad spot to take Dak if otherwise. I'm pretty sure. Are you out on Swift?
I'm not out. I think I just think he's gonna be the RB2. Like, they're gonna draft somebody. It's just like, who do they draft? If it's a first round running back, Swift's probably, not a great pick. But if it's a second, third round guy, it's like, I think he's fine. Like, if it's Best case scenario, it's like some bruiser guy. I think let's go Dak here, man. I think it's a strong. Like I think someone else said in the chat, some mock drafter who's like really accurate.
Yeah.
And Dak's kind of easy to backstack too. You can get Ferg, you can get some Tolbert if you like it. I don't love it, but you can still get some guys. And then we have all these rookie receivers. Honestly, it's like they could draft any of these. They could draft Tet or Golden. Like
For sure.
So we kind of have like a double chance there.
And I like that he took Brian Robinson instead of Swift, because I was gonna let you kind of go off on that, but I'm not out on Swift. I think he's still got something. And then it pairs up with the Dunze. We're making a bet on the Bears. Otherwise, I mean, Pittman would have been nice to kind of give another potential wide receiver one to this room. But the problem with Pittman is he's on the Colts, and like I'm trying to avoid the Colts.
Good thing Eric's not on here. We would have taken Hollywood. Let's go Swift.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because the only thing that scares me at Swift, and this is more, just like narratives. It's like, I don't know. Was it Ben Johnson's call, the one to ship him out after they just drafted Jameer? So like, I don't want Swift. Give me Jameer. We're going to ship him out. I don't know. So I don't know if that was his call or not, but he's at least familiar with Swift. It's like he knows what he's good at. He knows he's just going to, like, if Swift is used in the Gibbs role, again, he's not Jameer Gibbs, but like if he's used in that role, like I think that's a fine role for him. The worst case scenario is if they draft if like Genty goes to the Bears, like that's not good for Swift. If like Travion, kind of good for Swift because Travion's not like a 3-down. I'm just thinking like if Scattaboo goes there, it's kind of perfect because it's like Swift can just be the change of pace, faster back. If Caleb Johnson goes there, he's still like Swift can do a lot of things like Caleb Johnson cannot. So it's like there's some running back outs even if they go second, third round, where I think Swift is a good click in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I don't mind it. He's even as a committee back, he can have some big games, score touchdown. That's kind of all we're looking for. Even if you think of him as getting replaced and becoming the RB2 in that offense in an ascending offense, look who else is going in this range. Spears is an RB2 or RB3 potentially. Brian Robinson's about to get relegated by whoever they draft as running back potentially.
You see the quote today about Brian Robinson?
See what?
There's a quote about Brian Robinson today. Apparently, it was either Dan Quinn or the GM was like, "We need what was the quote? Some aggregate account repo. It was something along the lines of like, we need a running back who's like a true difference maker or something like that."
Damn,
like, oh, that's
not good.
Does not feel that way about Brian Robinson. Like in every down difference maker, I think is what they said. And then it's like, I guess that's not Brian Robinson.
That's funny. Well, yeah, I've been fading Robinson. He's lower in my ranks. It's kind of funny. Like I'm a big Charbonnet believer. I've been following him since he came out of UCLA. He was like a workhorse for them. He can do it all. He can catch passes. But in his current role, like behind Ken Walker, what's the big difference between Charbonnet and DeAndre Swift? Like which offense is going to be better next year, the Seahawks or the Bears? Like which one's going in the right direction? The Seahawks just got rid of DK. They're lost Geno. They're trying to use Sam Darnold in this role. Then you have the Bears who are like investing in Caleb Williams. And Caleb Williams, I think, is super underrated. I mean, he got some hate last year, but I don't know. I think as an RB2 in an actual NFL offense, which a lot of these guys are, but they're just in this range, like I think Swift is not a bad click. But people, a lot of our other bros in the community have worse opinions on Swift. But I mean, I've been drafting a lot of Bears, so I will admit he's kind of a nice pairing, like as a team stack.
Yeah. Also, too, I'm gonna throw a name out there right now. Again, this is kind of looking forward because I get the sense that you know ball, and you definitely know Texas ball. 2026 NFL draft. How are we feeling about CJ Baxter?
So the thing,
torn ACL, right? Torn ACL.
Right. The thing is, he's always tried to take on the load, right? That was where you have Jonathan Brooks coming out of nowhere, right? You have Jonathan Brooks holding it down because CJ goes down, and then, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see, right? It's like,
what did he do?
But I do believe like Texas is kind of a factory right now for skill position players, and it's about to be a quarterback factory. People don't like Quinn Ewers. I think he's fine. I bet you he starts at least one game this season for somebody. Somewhere he's going to be a backup, but he's going to end up starting either week 17, 18. There's going to be an injury. I think he could easily start. You might know this. Quinn Ewers is one of the top-rated quarterback prospects ever out of high school. Only superseded by, I think, like Vince Young, and then Arch Manning. Literally, the list is like all Texas quarterbacks.
Yeah, didn't do anything at Ohio State.
I know. Yeah. Well, he left high school a year early.
Yeah,
To go.
They had that fun when when they were playing Clemson, him versus Cade Klubnik, who might be like a first round quarterback.
That was really fun, wasn't it? That was a good rematch. It was Westlake.
Yeah,
versus
I know
Carroll.
Westlake. I don't even live in Texas. Like Westlake's like legendary. Like a ton of NFL players from Westlake, right?
Let me grab my dog real quick before this next pick. She's knocking on the door.
There you go.
One sec.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know about Westlake High School in Texas, let me see if I can find a list of Westlake, Texas NFL players. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Westlake, Texas. We got, oh, dude, this is a freaking factory, dude.
Drew
Justin
Brees,
Tucker, Sam Ellinger, Nick Foles, Drew Brees. It's just all the quarterbacks.
Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles. Put some respect on his name, my man.
Christ, Kylan Granson. There you go.
I think it could be a receiver pick here. We have to be kind of reaching up for like a Thielen. I'm just going to queue up Benson is another name. If we go back with the Cardinals, what do you think about that?
Receiver tab real quick.
This is going to come quick.
It's fine. We can just go with that. And then I'm fine with I'm a Coker guy. I get if you're not.
I know you are.
I might be wrong on Coker, dude. Every time, the more I think about it, like every time Thielen and Bryce Young are on the field together, Thielen is just the man. Like, Thielen, he's old though, and it's like, and again, it's like
he's 34. He's not that old. Hey, he's not that old.
It's kind of like what we're talking about with BBG, where it's like, he's come with torn ACL, but Thielen doesn't. And he goes. Thielen doesn't win with explosiveness, right? Neither does. It's like.
The better question is, and we'll come back to that. With Thielen, he's a touchdown guy, red zone guy. Is this a 2 QB room or a 3 QB room? Because if it's a 3 QB room, we could take Coker and it makes sense. But because maybe Bryce won't come back. Probably not, right? But
you never. Yeah, go scroll down real quick.
Yeah, let me do ADP and then let's take a look.
Receivers, yeah. Tight end wise. Who's our tight end again? McBride. No, we're good.
We got McBride. I think we wait there. And is Ferguson still there? I forgot to look. Well, Ferguson's there. We could take Ferguson.
ADP. Yo, let's go Ferg. Yeah, this is a Ferg. Yeah. Ferg.
How do we not? We almost let Ferguson slide. Yeah, I hate doing that. Where I forget to grab the guys in the window, especially when you're on one side of the board. Ferguson falls a little bit, but he's not coming back, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's not coming back for sure.
So we end up leaning back into the Cardinals, getting Trey Benson. Jake Ferguson is a fine pick. We could potentially stop with 2 QBs, 2 tight ends in this build.
Yeah.
And then we hammer some late wide receiver, since the running back room, actually, we ended up taking Swift and Benson. I think that's also with Saquon holding down the one spot. RB2 is going to be filled out by a combination of Pollard, Swift, and then Benson's kind of a flex guy. He's not really that strong of a flex, in my opinion.
And the hope is that Connor, again, we don't hope for player injuries, but if Connor gets hurt, it's like Benson should be the man. But it's like DeMarco's flirting around there. I think, didn't they re-sign Michael Carter too? It's like, I don't know. They might have re-signed Michael Carter. I don't remember if they did or not. But
yeah, it's just, I was kind of underwhelmed with Benson. I thought more of him coming out of college. I thought he could be something, but that running back class from last year is really disappointing.
It was kind of the thing everyone was talking about. It's like, it's supposed to be a really weak class. And it's like, if you take away, it's like certified cokehead. The middle guys are the ones who hit more. It's like, I think, Ray Davis feels like he's, better than Trey Benson right now. Jonathan Brooks obviously has the injury. But then it's like, Braylon was kind of good at the beginning of the season. And then obviously you have Bucky Irving. So it's like this running back class, it's always like whatever was like weak the year before, the next one just like unreal. Like weak running back class last year, best running back class you've ever seen in your life this year. Weak edge class last year, best edge class you've ever seen in your life this year. It's just it's always like that. And like there's the 22 quarterback class, the one with Ritter and Willis,
so bad. Historically bad.
And then the next year it was like, I think it was 22, 23. It was Caleb, Daniels, Mates, like whatever like is bad the year before. It's just unbelievable the next year because they're just stockpiled up, I guess. So
yeah, speaking of that quarterback class, it's nice to get Caleb. I've got a good amount of exposure to Caleb. How are you doing on Jaden Daniels? Are you like getting him aggressively at the end of the third, beginning of the fourth? Or are you trying to like, where do you like, if you're not taking him in the first half of the fourth, he never
Yeah.
in my drafts, he never goes past pick. I'd say 40 is super rare. Like I never see Jaden Daniels get past 40, 41. It's so hard for me to stack him with Terry. I've gotten Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels one time this entire offseason.
So one of the holes in my game, my drafting game, if I'm going to do some self scouting here, one of the holes in my game is taking quarterbacks I like unstacked. I'm so like, oh, I need to stack this guy up. Oh my god, I'm very, and the way that I do that is I like to take the weapons first and then hope the stack falls to me. I'm not one to go out and backstack. I know, obviously, I know what backstacking is. I do it from time to time, but I never do it with the top guys. Like Daniels, like I never just take Daniels, and I need to do that more. Like historically, I remember last year, I think we were like 120 big boards in, and I think I was like going through some exposures. I had 0.8% Lamar Jackson through 120 big board drafts, and I was like, that's not what I want. Thank God for best ball overlay, but like that will never happen again. But like I was like, oh
Wow.
shit. Like I
Yeah.
need Lamar Jackson on my team. So like I think I just like then I'm going out and I'm like reaching, like almost like half a round and like, wherever he was going last year, like round 3, 4, something like that. So that's one of my whole I kind of still do it. It's like I only got 7% Daniels. I like Daniels. 7% is fine, but it's like, I don't know. It's just sometimes you just gotta go out and take the guy you like and figure it out later.
You
I
figure it out.
feel that way with Josh Allen, feel with Daniels. It's a lot easier to do it with a rushing quarterback too. Like that's why it's like I like Kyler. Just take Kyler unstacked. I think it's fine.
Yep.
So yeah.
So I've got Kyler is literally my most drafted QB right now. So this is kind of funny that we're doing this with the Kyler build. So we're kind of like leaning right into my grooves that I've already been like, I need to get pulled out of. But I've been actively thinking about how to get more Jaden Daniels, how to get more Lamar Jackson. And I think what I've kind of come up with over the last few days is like, anytime I'm going to get one of the elite wide receivers, whether it's Jamar Chase, whether it's Justin Jefferson, like even like Puka, maybe even a Nico, just like one of those top guys, Amon-Ra, CD, whatever it is, I'm going to force myself to grab an elite quarterback and then really try to push their stacking partner even further. And hey, if I don't get Dak at pick, 120, whatever, but then he's there at 140 or something, yeah, I'll grab him with an elite QB and be done. But it gives you a little bit more of a liberty to, I get the elite quarterback that I'm missing in my portfolio, and then I've got one of these elite wide receivers that probably the only way to beat him stacked up with his actual quarterback is to have an elite quarterback.
Mm-hmm. All right, we can still use a receiver on the squad for sure.
Yeah, this is pretty bad in my ranks for wide receiver. I've got all running backs here.
Yeah, who do we got there? Just
hey, it's late enough, and it's ADP too. It's late enough. We can pretty much grab whoever we want. The only question is it worth taking one more running back here, or do we need to double tap wide receiver?
I think we go receiver first because I love a lot of the running backs in this tier. It's like my favorite tier. I think it's Knoll. It's Jalen Knoll, dude. Dog, absolute demon.
Yeah, I'm not out on him. I'm definitely in. I'm definitely interested. It's a little bit of a, of a 4 rookie wide receiver room,
Dude,
but
we might as well just commit at this point. Dude,
yeah,
Kyle Williams getting all the way up. Yeah, Kyle Williams is like, I think was it Hayden Winks had him as his wide receiver 4 or 5 or something like that, dude. Like it's pretty bold. I think somebody else had Kyle Williams really high. Wasn't it like Chris Sims or something?
Yeah, Sims had him too.
Yeah, Sims. He's known for doing that shit though. We can go receiver. Otherwise we can go run. I mean, the running backs in this tier are awesome. Who are running backs? Who do we have? It's Saquon and who?
Saquon, Pollard, Swift, and Benson. I don't think Algier fits this team. We don't need him. We don't have any bills. We don't really have anyone invested. It would be RJ Harvey in my mind, or we go with a receiver.
It's up to you. I like Harvey. He's my guy. I definitely would not take Isaiah Bond here.
Yeah. No. Isaiah posting Bond. Sad.
Yeah, I saw that like in the tweet. I was like, that's kind of funny. Dude, if the Wolves blow another 20-point fourth quarter lead, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, they're only down 13. Now they're down 10, or they're only up 10 now with 4 minutes left. If they blow another 20-point fourth quarter lead in a game they need to win, I'm going to lose it. Sorry to put that
looking good.
Universe, dude. I swear. Grizzlies are on a 20-7 run right now. This is literally the Bucks game all over again. Are you a Rockets fan?
I am a Rockets fan. I kind of have to. It's like, with Şengün and like the new team with Eamon Thompson, like how they're rebuilding. I'm like this is kind of fun. I
Rebuilding is the 2 seed. I mean, they're doing a pretty good job of rebuilding.
rebuilding, but like it's
Yeah.
been years since the Harden trade, and like it's been a long process. Like I've been here the whole time watching the Rockets, and it's just like, man. So I'm still in kind of that phase where it's like I need to see some results before like I'm gonna like fully commit back in. But like, of course, Houston guy, like I'm a Rockets fan, but I'll admit, like I'm a huge James Harden truther. Like I thought he was like one possession away from going to the NBA Finals. Like
They should have gone to the finals. They should have beat if they would have beat the 17 Warriors, dude. Or was it the 18?
I think it was.
Which year was the 0 for 25 from 3 year? That's the only thing I remember was game 7. They went 0 for 25 from 3.
Yeah, and then it's like,
game
Chris Paul getting injured in the playoffs is like, just was like a setup for failure. I don't know. I try to block those like memories out once they happen, and you just get completely disappointed, and not revisit them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rockets fan. I like the NBA just fine. I used to be really, really, really into NBA fantasy coming out of college with my buddies. And then I think I took it too far. I won our league like 4 out of 5 years. And then guys started dropping off. We went from a 12-teamer to, I like those shades on you. We went from a 12-teamer to a 10-teamer, and then it collapsed. And so that league fell apart maybe like 4 years ago or 3 years ago. But
sure.
Ever since then, I don't listen to like NBA podcasts anymore, is what I'm saying. So I kind of got out of the loop of like the information flow.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. Bindle said wear the glasses. That's why I put these on.
Don't listen to Bindles. Anything he says. I can't trust that guy. No, I'm just kidding. Bindles, how are you doing, my man? I didn't see your response earlier. I hope your hand's doing good.
Yeah, right.
And I know Bindles has got a stream tomorrow. So looking forward to some more Dynasty content.
You a big Dynasty guy?
The guy.
Are you a big Dynasty guy?
No, and I famously just tweeted, Ron Stewart tweeted earlier, he was complaining about Dynasty, and I was the first person to respond because I just was looking at the master stuff, and I responded, that's why Dynasty is a dying format. And then people like started like responding to it, like all these like Dynasty guys came out of the woodworks. It's like, I was just kind of kidding. I was blowing off steam. Like, yeah. I think Dynasty's fine. I'm in a few Dynasty leagues, but like, yeah, I think best ball's like superior.
Yeah, I'm more of a best ball guy now. I was Dynasty. Like I'm in 7, 8 leagues maybe for Dynasty. Maybe not even that much, but I like Dynasty. I'm gonna try and make one for the barbecue. But yeah, if he did sexual assault in Frisco, Texas, is actually his fault. It's his town's name.
That's
Frisco.
a good one.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Frisco. Yeah. No, Dynasty's great. Yeah. Dynasty's fun. I have a lot of bros that are really into Dynasty, of course. Like a lot of my close friend group, they're more Dynasty bros, and I'm more of the best ball bro in the bunch. Yeah. But I think because we all like, anyone who like really follows ball, college ball, NFL, Dynasty is that logical conclusion of like, okay, the guy's coming from college and how they have value in these NFL like fantasy leagues, whereas in redraft, like the rookies don't actually matter as much. Like it's just true because like I have friends who are only redraft, and like same. I remember one year I was like, we do auction, and I'm in this league. We're in our 15th year, and it's our closest guys. We go to like a destination, we travel somewhere, and we have a draft together for a weekend during Labor Day. And this is a couple of years ago. We were drafting, and I brought up Brandon Ayuk, and the guy he'd never heard of him. And then he outbid me because he had more bucks. And then, like, of course, Brandon Ayuk had like a sweet, rookie season. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It's funny because it was like Ayuk was supposed to be the guy, then Debo burst on the scene, and then everyone's drafting Debo, and then Ayuk's the guy. Okay, I like AD a little bit over Bond.
Yeah, AD. It's funny because they're like the exact same player. Come from Georgia, go to Texas. Alabama, go to Texas. But
yeah. AD had better seasons AD
was sick. AD almost caught that ball against Washington.
Dude, the one he had against Washington. No, he caught the one touchdown. There
was 5 seconds left in the game. It was the fourth quarter. Quinn Ewers sailed it right over his fingertips.
Yeah, I'm talking about the fade ball he did catch for a touchdown against Washington was
he's sick. I think you know who it was? It was Hayden Winks was putting out more AD propaganda. He always does, saying that like it's the quality of the passes that he was getting targeted on last year that were bad.
I remember watching Red Zone last year, and he's just getting overthrown left and right.
So this looks like another 2-5-7-2 build. We've got 2 picks left after this. Or no, wait, 3 picks left, right? After this. So we have a few
I
picks left.
another receiver here, to be honest.
Is it Tolbert? That's kind of a weird spot. We could do Royals. I think Royals has gotten. He was pretty high in the Beast. Dane Brugler's the Beast. What would you think?
It's up to you. I honestly don't. I don't have too big of leans on the receivers down here, so it's up to you.
I don't really like Tolbert that much. I think it was circumstance that he got the targets that he did. Yeah, he had kind of a career year, but I'm not really chasing last year's career years for guys who are third fiddle. I want like this next year's production. So I think if we're going to end up assuming that T-Mac or Golden is on the Cowboys, then it's like, well, we would never draft Tolbert.
Hey, real quick. I will donate. I will donate something. I'll donate you something if you could tell me where Jalen Tolbert went to college.
I can see it right now because I own him in some dynasty leagues. Let me think.
Here we go.
Let me think. I'm going to get it wrong, though, but
I think I know. Let me just make sure I got the right.
It's like something. Is it like? Oh, God, no, I'm going to get it wrong. It's like something Carolina.
Okay. Yeah, I had it right. All right.
That was my guess is I'm trying. It's obviously it's not Southern. It's not Southern Carolina. So what would that be? It's not SC. It's not like Coastal. It's not East Carolina. Is it? I mean, I'll just guess. I'll say like I don't even know if that makes sense, but I feel like it'd be like East Carolina. I don't know, something like that. Weird.
Dude, you scared me. It's South Alabama.
No, that's what it was.
Yeah.
See, I was grasping at it. I was like, South Alabama. Who else is from South Alabama?
I was like, shit, I don't know. Who else is from South Alabama? Is there somebody else? Tyreek is from Alabama State, isn't he?
I always forget where he's from too.
He's from Alabama State. Tyreek College.
Is that where Tyreek is from?
Yeah, University of West Alabama. He was also at Oklahoma State, but then I think he got kicked out.
Yeah, well, that was the whole personal stuff, whatever off the field stuff. But you're saying it was South Alabama, right? South Alabama
football, NFL players. Is there somebody else from South Alabama? Gerald Everett.
Nah, I forget about him.
I think it's just Tolbert. I think.
Okay.
That's one of the names that I recognize on here. Yeah.
Yeah, if that ever comes back up in trivia,
turpentine
at the bar. What?
Turpentine?
Turpentine?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Anthony said ask BBG. Dude, did you see any of that stuff, dude? He was like, I was like, where's Tyler Warren coming out of? He's like, I have no clue.
No, I follow. I was watching those. It breaks my heart that he doesn't like keep up with at least like the best teams in college football, like watching the playoff games. But it's okay, everyone's got their thing. He's out there surfing, he's riding the wave. He doesn't have time to watch college football.
But here's the thing though, like he's probably seen every ship chasing, ADP chasing, Seagull stuff. Like he's probably watched every episode in the last 3 years of that stuff. And it's like you would figure like that guy would know where Tyler Warren's coming out of, or know that Penn State's not in the SEC.
All right, I'm gonna say this, and it's good, whatever. But I love Eric, so I'll just say that he's grinding the film. It's just he's grinding the best ball stream film, and not the college.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why he's on the left. I'm on the right. His game theory is probably a little bit better than mine. And I just happen to know. It's like, dude, it's like who the fuck? Like I just know why did I know that Jalen Tolbert's from South Alabama? It's like I don't. How does that help me? It doesn't.
Now I'm mad I didn't get that right because if I've got him in 2 dynasty leagues, which is really sad, but I should know that.
I just remember him coming out, and then I think it was actually I was watching a receiver. I can literally picture the video of Chris Sims' receiver rankings. I didn't know he was like an off the walls ranker at the time, and I remember he had Alec Pierce really high, and he had Jalen Tolbert really high. I was like, oh, Jalen Tolbert, never heard of this guy.
Pierce was an interesting one. Wait.
At Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yep. Pierce has always been interesting. I think, wow, that season he had last year, it's like, how do you ignore that for best ball?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's the thing. It's like, dude, I wish Pierce wasn't as good because that's like right now, AD Mitchell's like wide receiver 3 or 4. and it's like they don't have a quarterback. That's the only what I did. I wish
Yeah,
we
we can't. I have a rule where it's like I rarely take more than one Colts player, more than one Colts receiver, like ever. It's pretty tough to because there was this. I forget who threw it out, but there's a stat. It was like it was honestly it was probably one of the things that was said during like a leg up stream. It was like a Crane thing, but he said maybe one of his guests said the points that the skill position players had, like their fantasy points totaled up, and Joe Burrow's skill position players had like double the points that the Colts skill position players did.
Yeah.
And it just like gives you an idea of like what a quarterback can support, like the environment. And it's like that stuck with me. It's like you can't take too many players on these really bad teams. Having like one player on a bad team is fine because spike weeks, someone's going to get a touchdown. You never know which teams are going to have good games. You know, the best teams can have shutout games and good defensive games, and these terrible teams can throw up a lot of points. But
yeah, I always used to be like a subscriber that's like, oh, I'm just gonna like last year I remember being like, I'll just take the wide receiver 1 on the Pats, dude. Just give me Demario Douglas. Like the wide receiver 1 on any team is a good pick. It's like, it's actually not a good pick for a team that sucks. You know what I mean? It's like Jalen Polk sucked. Maybe
total touchdowns. Like how many touchdowns is this offense going to be in a position to score? It's kind of a factor in some of these players. So obviously, I mean, I think that Hunter is going to the Browns, but I don't know how that gives us an out to like stack with him. I think we're done with 2 QBs.
It's Kirk. That's the stack. It's Kirk Cousins.
Is it though?
It's Kirk Cousins.
And is it worth having Kirk Cousins at the end of the season when it matters?
Yeah, that's the thing. Here's the thing. It's like I think Milrow is like a must draft in round 20 of every draft. If he's not like,
well, would you take Dart in like round 19 with this kind of team and just throw a dart on Dart, or are you out on Dart?
Dart's there, go Dart.
Okay, because I think
Dart's going to be like a top 15 pick.
I think so. I'm just kind of confused where he's going to end up landing if it's not.
I think he's a Jet or a Saint.
The Jets. Yeah, it's the Jets. I mean, the Saints, and then they push far out of the way.
The Saints are drafting a quarterback. Whoever the Saints draft is going to be playing football in week 17 because Derek Carr sucks. Their team sucks. They're going to be losing games. The freaking Kellen Moore. Let's go Dart here. Kellen Moore already came out and was like, dude, yeah, like we're not like Derek Carr is not our guy. Like he didn't say that, but he said it. Like Derek, like he's like, we're evaluating the quarterback position. That means you're out of there, buddy. I think he wants to, develop his own guy. Jackson Dart kind of fits, I think, what Kellen Moore may want. Guy with arm talent, guy that can run a little bit too. Like Jackson Dart's a really good runner. He's just like, yeah, I don't know, man. I think Jackson Dart has more upside than like a Shedeur. I feel like when we get in the draft, like these guys, they chase the upside. The only thing that scares me about Dart, it's like when you're playing for Lane Kiffin, like Lane Kiffin gave him is like he didn't have to really read the field that much. That's why I think
it was a bad NFL offense, like for him to like be in that Lane Kiffin offense, like at Ole Miss, and then try to convert to an NFL like who can read through progressions. It's not a really good framework for him. It's going to be tough for him to maybe pick up an NFL playbook on some of these teams. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, 100% agree. So it's like, I don't know. I think he just had a lot of single, like one side of the field reads, not really reading, like not getting from 1 to 2 to 3, to your check down on the backside. So I just think that's like where he could struggle because it's like Shedeur and Dart are kind of the opposite, where it's like Shedeur is like one of like the quickest processors in the league. He's been in an NFL offense because you got Pat Shermer, who was his OC last year, came from the NFL, a lot of success in the NFL. So it's like, I don't know, man. And then the Milrow thing, it's like him getting invited to the draft is a big deal. It may not seem like a big deal, but it's like 13 of the 13 guys who were invited to the draft last year were taken in the top 27 picks. And Milrow getting invited to the draft, it's like they don't want another Malik Willis, Aaron Rodgers, Will Levis. Like they don't want that. They've said they don't want it. So it's like they're talking to GMs, and they're like it's like Milrow seems like the most risky guy for something like that, where it's like it feels like he would fall to like it's like I don't even think he's projected to go in the first, and that much less he got an invite to go to the draft. It's like, it's kind of crazy to me.
Milrow is exciting. That game against Georgia was one of the most watched college games during the regular season.
After the Georgia game, if the draft was the night after the Georgia game, he would have been a top 5 pick.
That sticks with I'm going out on a limb, but like I assume that sticks in the minds of a lot of these player personnel guys on these NFL teams who are like trying to figure out how they're going to like keep their job and make, put these teams together and get some hits. And they're like, oh, like look what's going on here. Like with his Alabama quarterback, he can put up huge numbers. Like he can do it all by himself.
It's funny too, because if you kind of think about it, he kind of feels like Jalen Hurts. He didn't win a national championship, but his teams weren't as good as those Hurts teams were, like with all those guys they had. But it kind of feels like Hurts, strictly a runner at Bama. Maybe maybe Milroe, maybe he should have transferred to USC, linked up with Lincoln Riley, and been like, you know what, teach me how to be a passer. That's what Jalen Hurts did. He was a second round pick because of it. They went to the college football playoff. So it's like, I don't know, man. Maybe Milroe's like he does figure out as a passer. I don't like that he's so ripped. Like that's not good for QBs. We've seen it killed Vince Young. It's like it's an accuracy thing. If you don't, you're too big.
That is a problem, right?
You're least accurate. Where it's like Levis, freaking jacked, not accurate. Steve Young was jacked, not accurate. It's like these guys. Tim Tebow,
Vince Young,
huge.
Tebow,
not accurate.
Tebow was terrible. His accuracy is.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like Milroe needs to.
Good for fantasy. Tebow time was great for fantasy.
Great for fantasy. Milroe needs to look less like DK Metcalf and more like Lamar Jackson.
Tom Brady. Yeah.
Tom Brady. Yeah.
Well, I thought Tom Brady because he's more of a string bean, but
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be interesting. We'll see in the next couple of weeks how things come together. I want to look at the betting markets more and more. I think the over-under for QBs in the first round was 2.5. And so if this is like, is it Dart? Is it Milroe? Both going in the first round. Now we're at 4 QBs in the fourth round, or does Shedeur slide? Tyler Shuck goes in this draft to this team. He's another guy.
He's a fun, like he's got like his arm talent is really nice. He had a really good season at Louisville. Like if you were just drafting up what they did for me last season, Tyler Shuck's an awesome pick. Only problem is, do you know how old he is?
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I've been listening. Everyone's talking about. I think he's 26. He was the backup for Justin Herbert at Oregon.
Not only was he the backup for Justin Herbert at Oregon, he was the backup for Justin Herbert at Oregon for Justin Herbert's junior year. He played another year after at Oregon. It wasn't like even like the senior year thing where it's like, Jaden Daniels, Ayuk, there's only 1 year overlap. Like, dude, no, it was like freaking. I think he's like I think he's 25. I think he's my age.
I was going to say 26. He could be 25 and a half. Yeah. My other trivia was, do you know, it's another Brandon Ayuk fact. Brandon Ayuk was on the same team at ASU as Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that's crazy to think about because Ayuk's been like on a second contract, been in the league for so long, and it's like, oh, rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's nuts.
It's the COVID year, the messed up college football and all the eligibility and then whatever else and injuries. But okay, what do you think we go with this very last pick? We've got plenty of rookies. We honestly, if this was 18 rounds, we probably wouldn't have Dart. We probably wouldn't have maybe a running back here, or we can go tight end. I think the tight end's probably good, but Mason Taylor's kind of a fun click. Royal or another one that I don't mind. I don't think we need to stack anything else up. We've got at least
here. Then
What are you thinking?
McBride Ferg feels good. Stacked up with both QBs. I think we go RB here.
Upside, right? The swing for.
You want to go Texas?
I mean, you got to pull me off that because I'll draft all Longhorns.
How much blue do you got? How much blue do you have?
Probably not too much. I do mix in these other guys, but I don't see other names that I really like around him. Like
I can see it now. Jaden Blue's a kickoff returner, and he houses one.
Well, I mean, Taj Brooks. Then where do you go?
Where does he go? No,
let me say where do if you don't go blue, do you go Taj Brooks? What do you think?
Taj Brooks or Jaden Blue or Land Larson?
No. Or I don't have any Hint, but I haven't. People haven't been drafting as much. I'll just go Taj Brooks. Just throw one in there. Like I don't really care.
Texas Tech. You said you went to Austin. Who went to Texas Tech? Your brother went to Texas Tech.
Yeah. I went to Texas. My brother was a pitcher at Texas Tech. So
Red Raiders, baby.
Raider power.
They should have won. They should have beat Florida, dude. In the March.
Well, yeah. I mean, you gotta. I don't know. It's say less, but they should have won.
Yeah. Hey, Texas just got commit basketball. Camden Heidi went to the high school that I graduated from / coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he won a state championship there. So from Purdue.
No way.
Yeah, so he's actually I met him a couple of times. He's I was kind of friends with his older brother. His older brother played football at South Dakota State, quarterback. So just family of athletes kind of thing. But Camden, yeah, really good guy. Had some big moments in the tournament for Purdue this year, a couple of years ago too. So he's a good get for Tech. Who's the coach at Texas these days? Who's the
They just got the Xavier coach.
That's right. I was gonna say because I remember Shaka Smart was there. I remember
Well,
Marcus.
they
Carr
had
Minnesota to Texas.
Harry, and they just got Coach Sean Miller.
Sean Miller. That's the guy who was at Arizona. Sean Miller was at Arizona. He went to Xavier, and now he's at Texas. I'm not a big college basketball guy, but
I'm see, it's seasonal. I obviously just got through March Madness and like brain dump everything, but
yeah, right.
But next season's looking up for Texas basketball. I mean,
it must be so fun being a Texas football fan, though.
Well, let me tell you, when I went to school at Texas, this was the
when did you graduate?
This was right after they lost the national championship that they should have won against Alabama when Colt McCoy had the shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I got Case McCoy as my starting quarterback. I had David Ash as my starting quarterback. I had you don't even want to know, like Tyrone Swoops is my starting quarterback. Like I had when Mac Brown got fired.
They had a bad run, like Ellinger and all that. Like Ellinger
was after me. That was all after me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's like they had a bad run there for a while.
When I went to school, I had to say goodbye to Mac Brown. We had just terrible years of football, losing seasons, losing to teams like Kansas, losing to like Texas Tech. I mean, just like Baylor. Like terrible.
When did you graduate?
I graduated at 15.
15. Okay, gotcha. So Ellinger must have been like right out. He's like 18.
I want to say he wasn't there when I was there, so he must have been 16. He started all 4 years, I want to say. So if I'm not mistaken, so that would have been like 16, 17, 18, 19, right?
Yeah, but dude, now they're sick. Now they got Arch. You still got Sark.
And I still go to a bunch of games. Like I go to Austin all the time. My parents live out there, and my wife's family's from there. And so I was at. It was kind of tough this year because we had the baby coming and everything. But for like regular season games, but I went to the Texas Ohio State game in Dallas. It was sick. I mean, it was terrible because we lose, but like I saw Travion Henderson screen touchdown pass, right before halftime, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" Because Texas was right in it. Like that one like tied it up.
Yeah, I'm sure that Texas Arizona State game took years off your life.
That was a fun one. I was watching that from the couch, but that was a really fun one. I mean, that was like I was just like so excited about that.
Yeah,
and the group chat's going insane. It was a great season. So I'm jealous of all of the current students who are living like their dreams, like and having these great seasons. I had like the worst seasons.
You're low key jealous. You're like, fuck, this should have been me. Should have been me.
I'm totally jealous.
Yeah. All right. Hey, I appreciate you having me on. The Wolves won. Anthony Edwards dropped 44. I had to be up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, but I appreciate you having me on.
Pprtyler, thanks for joining the stream. Always a pleasure to talk ball with you. Welcome back anytime. I'll see you in the streets, and have a good night. Have a good Friday, my man.
Thank you. Are you ripping another one?
I think I kind of want to check and see if I can get one of these fast drafts going. If I can get like an Origins draft going, I might do that real quick. Otherwise, I might call it a night. I mean, it's 11 Central. I do a little bit of later streams, but I might call it a night and just come back tomorrow night and rip some more. Maybe do a late night tomorrow night. But yeah, I'm gonna check the app real quick to see if I get a fast draft going and then play it from there.
I'm looking too. Give me a sec. If we can, I do a fast draft if you want to. Let me see here.
Because I've been dying to do one of these on streams, but I haven't been able to fill one yet. It's usually like waiting for 5 or 6, and then
it's late at night too. Is not great looks. It's usually like it's all like 7 slots to fill. I feel like it's
Is it 7 right now in the Origins?
7 in Origins and Flex 4. Let me check D up. I doubt it's
D up would be hilarious, but
just 1 slot to fill in D up. We could do D up.
Nah, another time.
You draft Jade Barron.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like the rookies in there.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Okay.
All right, man. I'm gonna call it there. Then there's a fun big board, and I'll put your name down on this one and let you know how much money we win.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. We'll see. Again, thanks for having me on. Make sure everyone that's watching right now, make sure you're subbed. Make sure you like the live stream. Do you have any sub goals? Anything for like 100 subs, anything like that?
Yeah, I want to work towards 100. I'm trying to push people from Twitter to subbing to my YouTube. It's something I've been working on the last maybe week. 100 would be fun. I don't know. It's kind of playing it by ear. I'm getting ready for Best Ball Mania season, and that's always kind of when I've been like able to do a few more streams. We'll see how life gets with busyness and everything. Got the new baby and all that. But yeah, hoping to get to 100 subs and then just grow from there and just be hanging out, drafting all summer. So more to come.
Hey, BBG had 100 subs. I think maxed. What did he do? He maxed a Chihuahua live on stream. He should do that.
I'll think of something. I'll start thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm excited for your stream tomorrow too. I'm excited for that
Dude,
challenge, the Hot Week challenge. It's gonna be great.
I'm not excited. I'm not excited.
Okay, it's gonna be good. Okay, but last thing, did you see? And I almost tweeted this at you earlier in the night. The Fantasy Life podcast. They're doing like a Hot Wing stream tomorrow morning. Did you see that?
No, they're not.
It's like Cooter Doodle and like Kendall Valenzuela. Like they're literally doing some kind of like Hot Wing challenge. Did you see this?
No, I didn't see it. Can you Fantasy Life is it on Twitter?
I saw it like maybe an hour or two ago, and I was literally gonna tag you in it. But then I don't know.
Hot wings and even hotter takes. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
You need to retweet this and to be like, you should own my bit.
3 hours ago. They already did it. They already did it. Wait.
Oh no, it was tonight.
What kind of wing? Oh, they're doing. If this isn't the same thing, though. I mean, they're still in my bit now that it's the most original bit out there. They're probably. I don't even know what wings they're eating here. You know, this is just they're just saying hot takes. We're doing the full show. We got Sean Evans coming on, the real Sean Evans. So you know what? They can have their little bit. They did get 25K views on this thing on Twitter, but you know what?
They did. So they did it. I thought it was tomorrow for some reason, but they did it tonight. That's funny.
It's on YouTube Friday morning. Okay, so they already recorded it, so it drops tomorrow morning. It looks like. Only if someone would have, thought of this. Only if someone would have done this last year. I'm not gonna lie, it does piss me off. I did a hot wing stream last year, but no one's seen it. It's like,
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't make it all the way through yet, but you'd mentioned it a few times, so I went and checked back through it.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't do the actual hot ones because, yeah, there we go. Wobby's saying, "What's the soldier quote? They copied my whole fucking flow, word for word, bar for bar."
Get out of here.
All right.
Okay, I'll let you go. Thanks again for joining the stream. Always a fun time. Peace.
Yeah, see it.
All right, boys. Thanks for hanging out in the stream tonight. Appreciate y'all cutting it up in the chat. And I'm gonna try to be back tomorrow night for another stream, another best ball stream. So stay tuned and have a good one. Have a great Friday. Catch y'all later. But overall, it's like the guy can ball. Like actions speak louder than words.